An important step in your job search is your interview. It is important to understand the techniques to interviewing that will give you your best shot at capturing the job you want. Jessica Harrington, Business Services Manager, knows well the tools that can help you, and she shares them in her training session entitled Modern Interviewing Techniques. Jessica, tell us a little bit about what we might expect to experience in your workshop.
Okay, well today in our workshop we're going to be discussing virtual interviewing. And this is the style of interviewing that employers are using more and more today. So we're going to talk about the technologies needed for virtual interviewing, the tools, and just everything that you'll need in a virtual interviewing setting that'll help you be successful.
So even an old dog can learn new tricks in this workshop.
Absolutely.
Well, let's go now to your workshop entitled Modern Interviewing Techniques.
Employers have found value in using virtual interviews as a tool in their search for strong talent. Virtual interviews allows employers to maximize their time while casting a larger net of diverse talent. Don't let the virtual interviewing process scare you or intimidate you. During this workshop, we'll highlight some traditional interviewing tips alongside some modern interviewing virtual tips and help you stand out from the other candidates in this process. There's an app for that. Get the right tools and get ready for successful interviews. Employers get to choose what platform to use for your virtual interviews. Companies use apps like Skype, Zoom, WebEx, Google Hangout, and Microsoft Teams. These virtual meeting platforms are very similar, but they do have some small differences that you would want to be familiar with on the day of your interview, or actually before your interview. Download an app and practice with them with a friend or family member. The app will look different if you're using a phone, tablet, or computer. Be sure to practice on the device you plan to use during the interview. It is also important to test your internet connection. Make sure you have fast enough internet to stream on camera without delay. Test your microphone and camera as well. You can run an audio and camera test in the app. Test it out before the big day. Finally, check out for updates. Different apps update all the time, so you want to be sure that you're running on the most current version on the day of your interview. You don't want to be late because you had to do an update. Dress for success on your virtual interview the same way you would in an in-person interview. If you're unsure of what's appropriate for a position, it's okay to ask a friend or family member. Test your outfit out on camera to see if it looks appropriate on screen. Low-cut blouses may look especially revealing in camera frame, and a suit or tie color may blend together in a background. The interviewer may not be able to see you from the shoulder down or the waist down, but just remember to dress appropriately so that you can boost your confidence and feel like you would on the day of an interview. Try to avoid bright colors, loud and dangling jewelry, or distracting makeup. You want your interviewer to be able to focus on you and not be distracted by your attire. Think about your interview environment before it begins. If possible, set up so that you have a blank wall behind you. If you cannot have a blank wall, try to set a professional setting. You can use things such as bookshelves or a wall with a framed diploma in the background. Your bedroom or your kitchen may look a little cluttered and unprofessional. Avoid this if you can. Turn off the TV, radio, or other noises. Don't forget to silence the alerts on your cell phone, your email, and your computer. These can be distracting to you and your interviewer. Make sure your pets, children, roommates are not going to make a guest appearance during your interview. Expecting a delivery, make sure you put a sign on your door to let them know to drop off the delivery package without ringing your doorbell. Unexpected interruptions can happen, and they can be distracted to you and your interviewer. So please try to avoid these if possible. Set yourself up for success. Interviewers often open an interview with a simple question like, "Tell me about yourself." Write yourself some cheat notes, and you can place them on your computer so you can refer back to them during your interview. It is important to be brief but thoughtful. How does your past experience relate to the position you're applying for? You can use sticky notes and put them on the frame of your computer so that you can easily access them without the interviewer seeing. Since you won't have a chance to make a face-to-face connection, your body language is important than ever. Sit up straight. Boost up your laptop and camera so that you can make sure that the camera is positioned with your eye. Make sure that you're making eye contact with the employer at all times, and check this with your webcam. Try not to fidget and avoid nervous placeholders in your speech like I, and like. The interviewer may be able to save and pause and rewind the interview. These small distractions may seem small during the interview, but it may be a bigger deal for the employer if he can watch the interview multiple times. A lot of the interviewers are looking for a good vibe from a candidate, but how can you convey that in a virtual setting? Your voice and facial expressions will help the employer feel your enthusiasm. Don't be afraid to be a little extra happy and enthusiastic. It goes a long way. You've made it to the end of your interview, and the interviewer is ready to turn things over to you. Do you have any questions? That's a common question that interviewers ask, but don't panic. Do your research ahead of time and have some questions written on your cheat sheet, sticky notes, and ask questions like, how do you nurture a great team environment? Is a great way to show the employer that you're interested in their company. Before closing out the interview, remind the employer of your key skills. This is another time that you can refer back to your sticky notes and use your related skills that you can use throughout your interview and at the end of your interview. Don't be afraid to ask for the next step. Asking when I can expect to hear back from you, it shows the employer that you are interested and eager to get started. Finally, after the interview closes, follow up with a thank you through email to let the employer know that you appreciate the interview and that you are interested in the position. If you keep these tips in mind, you'll be well on your way to a successful virtual interview. Good luck.
To gain more skills related to your job search and career pathway, or to find a workforce program near you, please visit Eckerd Connects at this website.